President Putin chose this war.
World War III has never been closer than it is right now.
Every day the war continues is his choice.
It was about not killing President of the United States, Joe Biden, from Russian rocket missiles to avoid nuclear war.
We could have killed Biden, but that would have been too much.
Things are getting intense around the world, and we're hearing about warnings of World War III. And what is this going to be meaning for our economy? Well, take a look at these headlines coming out, and I've got some video footage you are not going to want to miss. Russia should have whacked Biden when he was in Kiev. One of its leading propagandists suggests, and they're saying they could have done it. They were notified that he was there. They had missiles ready, but they did not want to start the nuclear war. They're saying that is likely going to be coming. Take a look. Biden's Ukraine policies may be leading us to World War III, Trump warns. I've got the video footage for you. This just came out as he's saying, prepare yourselves for what is unfolding. World War III is right around the corner. And Trump is saying that he would build an impenetrable dome over the United States right now as he warns of a possible World War III, saying missiles could be coming. We need to have a dome of protection around our nation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And he's saying this is happening because Biden asserts that the United States' support for Ukraine will not waver. And Biden is saying they will go as long as it takes and do whatever is needed to support Ukraine. And we're hearing that this war, this is going to be going on for quite some time. And they're saying that it's likely other countries are going to start getting dragged into this. And take a look at this. NATO chief just 19 minutes ago says that there's some signs that China could back Russia's war. China could get pulled into this supporting Russia. And take a look at the warnings. China could push Russia-Ukraine conflict to a true world war, analysts warn. And they're saying China could start backing Russia. The United States would step up and help Ukraine. NATO would get in the middle of this, and there would be pretty much a world war that would break out. Now, what about the economy? What does this mean for all of the everyday American citizens that are just living their lives and seeing this unfold? Well, the global economy shows resilience, paying 1 year since the start of the Ukrainian war, so we've endured this for a year. However, if we get pulled into this, it's likely going to be putting even more strain on our economic conditions and everyday lives for the American people. And take a look, I've let you know previously that we've already spent $112 billion in 2022 alone for support to Ukraine. Expect this to amplify if we get pulled in, and I've let you know that the previous stimulus check of $600 was $140 billion roughly, so almost enough to send out a $600 stimulus check to everybody in the nation, just support for Ukraine alone last year. So there's a lot unfolding in this, you guys. I know that nobody wants to hear about a potential World War III, but I'm going to give you the latest so that way you can know what's going on. All right, so first let's take a look at former President Donald Trump's warning to the United States right now, and this is in a response to Biden visiting Kiev and the words that he had to say about his unwavering support for them. You're going to be able to see a clip from that as well. And then after that, we're going to take a look at Russia's responses. They're saying that they could have whacked Joe Biden while he was in Kiev. So I'm going to share with you the latest. Let's start off with former President Donald Trump's warning.
World War III has never been closer than it is right now. We need to clean house of all of the warmongers and America Last globalists and the deep state, the Pentagon, the State Department, and the national security industrial complex. One of the reasons I was the only president in generations who didn't start a war is that I was the only president who rejected the catastrophic advice of many of Washington's generals, bureaucrats, and the so-called diplomats who only know how to get us into conflict, but they don't know how to get us out. For decades, we've had the very same people, such as Victoria Nuland and many others just like her, obsessed with pushing Ukraine toward NATO, not to mention the State Department support for uprisings in Ukraine. These people have been seeking confrontation for a long time, much like the case in Iraq and other parts of the world, and now we're teetering on the brink of World War III. And a lot of people don't see it, but I see it, and I've been right about a lot of things. They all say Trump's been right about everything. None of this excuses in any way the outrageous and horrible invasion of Ukraine 1 year ago, which would have never happened if I was your president, not even a little chance. But it does mean that here in America, we need to get rid of the corrupt globalist establishment that has botched every major foreign policy decision for decades, and that includes President Biden, whose own people said he's never made a good decision when it comes to looking at other countries and looking at wars. We have to replace them with people who support American interests. Over our 4 years in the White House, we made incredible progress in putting the America Last contingent aside and bringing the world to peace. And now we're going to complete the mission. The State Department, Pentagon, and national security establishment will be a very different place by the end of my administration. In fact, just into my administration, it'll be a very different place, and it'll get things done, just like I did 4 years ago.
Tonight, I speak once more to the people of Russia. The United States and the nations of Europe do not seek to control or destroy Russia. The West was not plotting to attack Russia, as Putin said today. And millions of Russian citizens who only want to live in peace with their neighbors are not the enemy. This war is never a necessity. It's a tragedy. President Putin chose this war. Every day the war continues is his choice. He could end the war with a word. It's simple. If Russia stopped invading Ukraine, it would end the war. If Ukraine stopped defending itself against Russia, it would be the end of Ukraine. That's why together we're making sure Ukraine can defend itself. The United States has assembled a worldwide coalition of more than 50 nations to get critical weapons and supplies to the brave Ukrainian fighters on the front lines, air defense systems, artillery, ammunition, tanks, armored vehicles. The European Union and its member states have stepped up with unprecedented commitment to Ukraine, not just in security assistance, but economic and humanitarian refugee assistance and so much more.
So that was former President Donald Trump and Joe Biden, but take a look at this Business Insider article that came out with Russia's response to Joe Biden visiting Kiev. And it says, Russia says that they should have whacked President Joe Biden when he was in Ukraine's capital city on Monday, a prominent Russian state TV host has said. Olga Shakbiva, host of the 60 Minutes on the Russia One channel, spoke with Russian military expert Evgeny Buzinski about the visit. Buzinski suggested that Russia should have considered escalating their attacks in response to Biden's visit. So they were not happy about this, noting that the West has many vulnerabilities, according to a translation of their interactions by the Daily Beast. Shakbiva then went further, suggesting that Russia should have targeted Biden during his trip. Shakbiva criticized Russia for deciding not to take action against Biden, even though the U.S. had notified Russia in advance that he was visiting the city. If we gave them security guarantees, then what for, she said, according to the Daily Beast translation. Buzinski responded, well, perhaps we could have whacked Biden, but it would have been a bit too much. And Shakbiva replied, so it's too much to whack Biden, but it's okay to threaten Putin, and it's also fine to blow up the Nord Stream. So there you have it, you guys. Things are definitely getting intense with our foreign affairs, with Russia, Ukraine, China, and we'll be seeing if things escalate to a world war, which I think everybody does not want to see. We've already got economic strains from the pandemic. Then we'll have some more economic strains and just world war, which is just nobody wants to see that. That's going to just be bad all around. Now, we will see. I will keep you guys up to date so you're well aware of what's taking place here as warnings are coming out, as things are intensifying. So I'll keep you guys up to date here on the channel, and I'll also let you know what's available for you and your family, updates on Social Security, stimulus, child tax credits, other provisions that are coming out right now. I'll keep you guys up to date and up to speed. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll let you know more as it unfolds. Don't forget, if you made it this far, haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to stay up to date, helps out the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.